don't know if you can see that straight ahead, but in the middle of the frame there, that's Lake Michigan. We are kind of up on a hilltop, and we're going to be cresting down into Port Washington. We're going to do a little more in-depth walk around of Port Washington today. Hey everybody, Yogi here. Doing well, hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful sunshine. 62 degrees right now. It's going to be a little cooler near the lake. But I've always enjoyed coming down this part of Highway 33 into Port Washington because you can see the lake sticking up when you're at the top of the hill. You see it sticking out there in the horizon. Nice mural there on the side there. We are going to get out and walk around a little bit down here. Just kind of take a... I've never really done a real thorough walkthrough of downtown. Port Washington is in Ozaukee County. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever done the demographics / notable people. You know? So maybe I'll do that, and if I've done one before, now I've done two. Gas 365. I've always liked this building here on the left. It's got Tello's Restaurant, or Tello's Grill and Catering. On the left here, you got the Chocolate Chisel, Sweet Treats, Ice Cream. They used to have years ago a restaurant, the Smith Brothers Restaurant, that had, I thought it was pretty good seafood, and then they, for whatever reason, closed it down. There's the Harbor View Hotel, because we are now coming to downtown. We've got a Duluth trading post. We are now in downtown Port Washington. Right there is the Harbor View. Got the Duluth trading post right here. Tougher than a giant angry beaver's teeth. Fire hose work pants. And that must be your giant angry beaver right there. Schooner Pub, Bar and Grill. Downtown here. Right there is the marina. Straight ahead. Nice little walkway there. We will be checking out the marina in a little bit. This is the Henry and Hill building, built in 1907 by businessmen and bankers George Henry and Clarence Hill, originally known as the Businessmen's Club. It was restored by Port Washington Historical Society 2014. Very nice. Got this beautiful bank, old bank building here. Isn't that cool? They got the old burglar alarm right there in the middle. It's part of Sherpers. Burglar alarm, O.B. McClintock Company, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Look at the architecture up there. Really neat. This is the First National Bank building. It's a contributing property to the downtown Port Washington Historic District, National Register of Historic Places 2000. This was organized by Judge J.E. Uzelding in 1909. The building was built in 1910, neoclassic revival style. Additions to the building in 1925 and 1952. Demolition halted and restored in 2012. So they were going to demo this. Oh my gosh. That would have been crazy to do. Yeah, you don't want to demo something that's cool like that. Come on. We're coming up to Main Street. That's going this way. That's Main. Going that way, down that way. The Wilson House. There's another plaque here. Let's read it real quick. The Wilson House, erected in 1981, excuse me, restoration 1983 to 1989. Yeah, they got a really neat downtown area. For a while it was kind of a lot of empty storefronts. Lately they've really built it back up, which is nice to see. Lots of cool architecture down here. Port Washington is about I don't know, 14 miles or so east of West Bend. They've got the Steerage Dining Saloon. Very nice. Ooh, look at that. It's kind of neat. I don't know if you can see it. Nice old picture there. Electric Avenue LLC, Essential Oils, Unique Gifts. They are not open. Rock Shop. Here's another older building. The Schumacher Building, built in 1931 by Matthias Schumacher, replaced earlier wood building. Monumental Works, established 1878. 4 generations of stone cutters. Dominic Jacob Matthias Thomas. Another building that's on the Register of Historic Places. Twisted Willow, another older building here. Kitchen bar. Downtown's not very long, probably 4 blocks or so. Oh, we got a nice little interesting mural here. It's a tree. But if you notice, the tree is made up of all different little tiles. Cow? Is that James Hetfield from Metallica? You got the Statue of Liberty right there. Interesting. This is the America Connects Midwest Regional Mural. A lot of downtown has some really neat old buildings. Sir James Pub, that's pretty high for a sign. That's way up there. Sir James Pub. Luckily they have this awning a lot lower so you can see it. Look at how high that is. That's 3 stories up, that sign. It is a neat building though. American Family Insurance and Broadway Popcorn. And they're open. Can you smell the popcorn, Aaron? All right, and then that's pretty much it for downtown. Up there is that beautiful church. I've been up there filming before. Here is the river, or Pier 6. Another older style building. Something fascinating I found out. That's the pasta shoppy. On August 24th, 1964, an EF4 tornado touched down in Port Washington, totally destroying 20 houses and causing severe damage to 34 others in a newly constructed subdivision. No one died, but 30 people were reported to have been injured. There was approximately $2 million in damages, which would have been over $16 million as of November 2019 if adjusted for inflation. I never knew that. This is neat, this little, we came here once last summer, or maybe 2 summers ago. They got a little ice cream place and donut place here. Let's see what kind of ice cream and donuts they have. They got a maple bacon. Really, Reese's? Wow. S'mores? Nice. There's prices, ice cream, Frankie's. And they have ice cream. The racial makeup of the city is as follows: 95% white, 1.6% African American, 0.4% Native American, 0.7% Asian, 0.8% from other races, and 1.4% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 3.1% of the population. The median age of the city is 39.5 years. Gender makeup of the city, 49% male and 51% female. I like that building. That's neat. It is the headquarters of Allen Edmonds Shoe Company. Simplicity Manufacturing has a plant here. That's kind of neat. And you got the Eagle. Don't forget the 46th annual Ho Day Country Festival is coming around later next month, where you can see Neil McCoy. They love him, man. They love some Neil McCoy up there in the Rhinelander country. He's got a key to the city. Largest employers of Ozaukee County: Clean Test Products, Allen Edmonds, Kickhafer Manufacturing, Port Washington Saukville School District, City of Port Washington, Franklin Energy Service, Construction Forms Inc. comes in at number 8, Aurora Healthcare at 9, and Heritage Nursing and Rehabilitation comes in at number 10. They used to have a fish day here. I don't know if they still do, to be honest with you. It did end for a little bit. It might still be, it might be starting up again. I'm not sure. I like the little paths to, you know, get around downtown. That's kind of neat. If you want to cut through half a block, you can cut through half a block. You don't have to go the whole way. This is the Borner Brothers building, built by the Borner family in 1910. In 1911 was a mercantile store. In 1921 there was clothing manufacturers. In 1960 it was a furniture store. Now it's got a baking company in it and a couple other things. It's very nice. Ooh, on Friday, 6/14, which just happens to be Yogi's birthday, you can meet the artists. Mercantile Plaza. Here's the Port Washington Historical Society. This is located in the Blake Building, built in 1852 by Barnum Blake, early businessman, entrepreneur, land speculator. Additions to this building circa 1900, 1960. Restored by Port Washington in 2013. They're closed. And on the end here we have Yummy Bones Barbecue. I have eaten here once. Let's just say I want to give it one more shot. I have not eaten here in quite a while. So this is the Blake Building, of course, still. This was built in 1854 by Barnum Blake. Early businessman, entrepreneur, land speculator, general mercantile and office. 1854 to 1885. Later a drugstore, shoe store, appliance store, pharmacy, gift shop, and eatery. It's been a lot of things over the years. And now it's Yummy Bones Barbecue. Yeah, I don't know what time they open, but it says they're open at 11, and right now it's almost 11, so they should be opening shortly. Notable people, boy oh boy, a lot of politicians. There is A. Manette Ansay. She is, well, actually it says she was born in Michigan, so I don't know. When she was 5, her family moved to Port Washington, Wisconsin. She wrote a novel. She's a novelist. She wrote a novel on Vinegar Hill, which in 1994 was chosen as Oprah's book club selection in November 1999. It was adapted as a television film in 2005, starring Mary Louise Parker and Tom Skerritt. John Demerit, who was a baseball player, former professional baseball player. He played as an outfielder with the Milwaukee Brewers and New York Mets. Nicknamed Thumper, Demerit threw and batted right-handed and was listed as 6'1" and 195 pounds. He had a batting average career of 174, 3 home runs, and 7 runs batted in. He was a world champion of the 1957 Milwaukee Braves. He was a member. Now, this person wasn't born here, but he did live here for a period of time. Dustin Diamond, better known as Screech from Saved by the Bell. He passed away in 2021. He was only 44 years old of cancer. He had a troubled life though. Got into some issues with the law. And here we have the United States Post Office in Port Washington. Very old style building here. This is cool here. The Port Hotel. Look at that. Is that cool or what? Nice old building here. Yeah, here's a side view of the Port Hotel. All right, back to notable people. Alex Dieringer is an American freestyle wrestler and graduated folk style wrestler. In freestyle, he has had success in both international and national circuit, claiming medals from tournaments such as the Bill Farrell Memorial, the Ivan Yargin, I guess, Grand Prix, the US Open, among others. He was a three-time NCAA Division I national champion, 2016 Dan Hodge Trophy winner, four-time All-American, and four-time Big 12 Conference champion at Oklahoma State University. We got Mitch Jacoby, who was a former American football player, played professionally as a tight end in the National Football League for 3 seasons, 2 with the St. Louis Rams before playing his final season with the Kansas City Chiefs. Beanie Jacobson, born as Albert Leonard Jacobson. He was a pitcher in Major League Baseball who played for 3 different teams between 1904 and 1907. The teams he played for were the Washington Senators, St. Louis Browns, and Boston Americans. Mike Seifert, former football player in the National Football League. He played for the Cleveland Browns. He was drafted in 1974 in the 13th round. He played for the Badgers before that. He only played 1 year. He had 3 sacks and 1 fumble recovery in his year that he played. Al Wickland actually passed away here. He was born in Chicago but lived here and passed away here. He was an outfielder in Major League Baseball. He played for the Cincinnati Reds, Chicago Chi-Feds / Wales, Pittsburgh Rebels, Boston Braves, and New York Yankees. He was born in 1888 and he passed away in 1980. Over 444 games over 5 seasons. He had a .270 batting average with 212 runs, 58 doubles, 38 triples, 12 home runs, 144 RBIs, 58 stolen bases, 207 base on balls, 364 on base percentage, and a 386 slugging percentage. He finished his career with a 968.968 fielding percentage, playing at all 3 outfield positions. That's a beautiful building, don't you think? I do. It says here, Port Washington Civil War Draft Riot. Let's read the first side first. Oh boy. During the Civil War, Wisconsin Governor Edward Solomon postponed the draft several times, but finally gave authorization for several counties to hold lotteries. In Ozaukee County, Draft Commissioner William A. Poors set Monday, November 10th, 1862 for the draft lottery. As he approached the courthouse in Port Washington, formerly located on this site, he was greeted by hundreds of angry onlookers chanting, "No draft, no draft." The unruly crowd included many immigrants who opposed the war, the draft, and compulsory military service. As he attempted to begin, some of the protesters rushed forward and a full-blown riot was underway, the first major draft disturbance of the Civil War. Poors was pushed down to the courthouse stair. Poors was pushed down the courthouse stairs, pummeled, kicked, pelted with rocks, and chased. He fled for his life to Milwaukee, where he telegraphed the governor for assistance. Wow. The mob destroyed draft materials, paraded in the streets under a no draft banner, and vandalized the homes of Poors and several other prominent citizens. The protest ended 2 days later when the companies of the 28th Wisconsin arrived from Milwaukee to restore the peace. The soldiers arrested more than 130 people who were first held at Camp Washburn in Milwaukee and then moved to Camp Randall in Madison. No charges were filed and all were released over the next few months. The Ozaukee County draft resumed on November 14th under the watchful eyes of soldiers. It was completed without incident. Despite the draft riot, Ozaukee County had an outstanding Civil War record. Wow, look at that. Is that beautiful, eh? What a neat piece of architecture right there. I might have to back up a little bit more. All right, there's the courthouse, the newer courthouse, I guess. I don't know what this building is, but this must have been a mansion at some point or something. I don't know. This might have been a funeral home, I'm guessing, maybe. Oh yeah, it says Pool Funeral Home Crematory, 1913 to 2013. But it's cool looking. I don't think it is anymore though. There's the Port Hotel again. That's a cool building. I love that building. That looks so cool. I wonder what it costs to stay there. Oh, I didn't notice that when we were walking by. It says the Wilson up on that building over there. Very neat. There's Bernie's Fine Meats. It's been here for a long time. It's not open right now. If you turn this around, we've got a really neat old neon sign. I don't know if it still lights up. I don't think so. I don't know. It's a really cool looking old neon sign right there. And they have a mural on the wall. Bernie's Fine Meats, famous for Port Washington summer sausage and bratwurst. And up here at the corner of Milwaukee and Washington streets in beautiful Port Washington, Wisconsin, we have this. Another gorgeous view of the downtown area. They actually have a little park here across the street. It says Harbor View Park. It's got the courthouse right there, Port Hotel right back there. You really can't see the Port Hotel though. There's that funeral home we were talking about earlier right there. And the downtown area is right along there. And there's the harbor. It just, you know, it reminds me of a New England coastal town. That is what, I've never been to New England. I'd love to get there someday. This just reminds me of what a New England coastal town would look like. So this is new, Inventors Brewing Company. And here they have a sign which blew my mind about the Mississippi Blues and Paramount Records that I did a video on, boy, a couple months back. But it says here, Paramount Records and F.W. Borner Company. Port Washington played a historic role in the production and distribution of some of America's greatest blues and gospel music in the 1920s and 30s. The talent roster of Paramount Records, founded here in 1917, featured many iconic blues figures, including Mississippi bluesman Charlie Patton, Son House, and Skip James. The local F.W. Borner Company's mail-order business shipped the records to buyers around the country, especially in the Deep South. And then you got more stuff here on the back. Wow. That's kind of cool. And there's Port back in the day. You got your Paramount labels right there. That is Fred Borner, shown at left in World War I in his army uniform. Wow. Huh. Look at that. Here it says the huge WWC, which is the Wisconsin Chair Corp Company, which is where Paramount Records was based out of. So I'm assuming that's the building right there, because it says occupied the north and west sides of the Harbor North Slip. It closed in 1954. So I'm assuming that's the building right there. Wow, there's a church, which is still there. And of course, all these buildings are pretty much still there. Welcome to one of the many sites on the Mississippi Blues Trail. I want to look that up. The Mississippi Blues Trail, because I really want to find out more about it. And if you want to go back in my Grafton episode and learn about the Paramount Records, more about Paramount Records, it's only a couple months back in the playlist. But we're at the marina now. I'm in Upper Lake Park in Port Washington. And all I can say is I filmed here before a couple of times, but man, you can't beat this view. You really can't. Want to see a nice view? Here it is. Upper Lake Park, overlooking Lake Michigan. You got a boat out there. I don't know if you can see it with this camera, but there's another boat right there. And then you got this beautiful view. That overlooks Port Washington, parts of Port Washington. It's easier to see everything in the winter. There's a marina, and way over in the distance, you won't be able to see it, but way in the distance there's little things sticking out. That is downtown Milwaukee, actually. We're about I want to say about 30 miles north of downtown Milwaukee, but you can see it. You can see it in the distance on a beautiful clear day like today. So here's the staircase leading down to the beach, and it goes quite a ways. That's quite a walk. You want to get some exercise in? Go down there. You could smell the beach. You could smell the water from here. Or maybe it's the sewage treatment plant. I'm smelling. Great place. Great locations for the sewage treatment plant. Or water treatment plant, whatever it is. I don't know. But again, beautiful lake view. Minus the treatment plant. Hear the waves down there. Gorgeous day. You know, this is one of the places I'd like to come to early and see the sunrise. This would be an awesome place to see the sunrise. Problem is, I can't get my butt down here early enough. I just can't. I'm not a late sleeper anymore. Now that I'm doing the CPAP thing, I get a more restful night's sleep and I don't sleep late. But yeah, I'd still like to get here and do a sunrise sometime. I think that'd be cool.